What's going on? Uh, kind of want to give this kind of like parabolic, allegorical kind of narc type of a narc parable right here. It's basically like it's kind of like you ever go if you go to the zoo and you go to the cage where they got like what's that, the big cat rescue down in where the chick freaking smoked her husband and fed him to the freaking tigers. Anyway, when you see if they're in their cage and they're just pacing back and freaking forth, like it's probably either that thing is hungry or it wants to hump. You know what I'm saying? And it's, which is funny because it's like, you know, that really does kind of, it's weird how that is all the stomach being the chemical brain, and they also call your thing your second brain in some references, and there's, it's kind of shows the duplicitousness of human beings, man, that we got a chemical and electrical it's the electrochemical thing going on, and sometimes we get hijacked by our own chemicals. And but it's weird. It's like when someone's about to do an emotional dump, it's like in a way they're just like that tiger. You can see them pacing. In other words, it's like, look, and they're intensely focused with the eyes on your responses, because look, they're trying to string you along and bait you in to a conversation, just regular combo. Then they're going to steer it in this direction, and they're going to back you into a corner. Into it doesn't matter if you choose left or right. Either way, they're going to say you're wrong. It's just like on Full Metal Jacket. The dude was like, "What you got to say now?" And the dude just repeated himself, and he said, "Well, because if I didn't, you're just going to beat me harder anyway." And the dude was like, "Well, because you had the balls to call me out on it." He left him alone and walked away. Frickin', it's kind of like one of those type of situations. But in that dude, the a drill instructor, they want to dump on you, or there's a couple ways this goes, dude. Either they want to dump on you some kind of anger, some misdirected projection type, or misplaced displacement, like you're mad at your father from when you was a kid. Somehow all of a sudden you transpose that overlay over me, and you're punishing me for that. And it's like, what the WT freaking F? It's like, are you serious right now? But yes, it's that serious when these things, and it's like, no, you can see them coming, and you can see the cues, the non-visual or the non-verbal cues, where it's like, it's kind of like if people have shifty eyes and they move around a lot, it could mean that, yeah, they're crazy and they're on drugs. But no, it could also mean that their mind is really working, like they're really like calculating stuff, like they're both sides of their brain freaking, and it's interesting. And these are more non-verbal cues that literally they are they're readable. Body language, that's, for instance, you know, I was with this one lady and we was working together, and it was like she kept bending over to the dude next to me like all day, like, look, bending forward, we were cleavage hanging out, in a way, like I was saying about like that tiger pacing back and freaking forth, and advertising that it's got some kind of an itch, and it's just being overboardly telegraphing. I mean, that's a form of that's like see, the dump, the bigger the buildup, the better the dump. And it's like, literally, dude, it's like, it's gratifying to the vamps, the energy swappers, the intentional, like, look, dude, this is really freaking deliberate and elaborate. Like, it's like, they'll swallow camel to swat a gnat, something to that effect, basically. But to them, it's worth it. But on the flip side, the way that this thing even works too, dude, it's it's draining, and that's the same thing. Look, like a lot of times in relationships, there'll be an explosive argument, right? Or it'll be over nothing, and then there'll be some sex after that. And it's weird how these chicks will condition you with this kind of like into a Stockholm type of a relationship with the stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's me. Look, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just a sucker sometimes. But look, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. Shit, it'll drive some people freaking crazy. You know what I'm saying? And but before it does all that, it's just gonna drain you and damage you and freaking wound you, and it can happen to you over and over and over again, and you just never even knew that you were really going through any kind of narc abuse. It's just like, because it's subtle, but the devil is humble in his approach. Like, it's really freaking it's designed that way. It's very strategic. It's very deliberate. It's a war of attrition. It's over a long conditioning process, dude. But once you can like read certain parameters about certain things, dude, it's like, look, what used to be your mind control and your brainwashing now becomes your awakening, your relearning of the things you thought you knew process, where now all of a sudden you have a greater, more firmer, and more confident understanding, and you know what's up. Like, look, you've been through this 10,000 times now, and look, it's getting old, it's getting sickening, it's getting ridiculous, it's getting redundant. Yeah, you got to learn the gray rocks and the observe don't absorbs. You know what I'm saying? But you also got to learn that, redirect that. Like, when life gives you lemons, you got to make the lemonade out of it too. I mean, because it's the sad truth is like, yeah, you took an L, you got hit hard, but life goes on. It's not a death sentence. And listen, some people are just unlucky enough to have never discovered this aspect of the good and evil thing, dude. Like, it's like, yeah, knowledge, man. It's freaking, it's powerful. And it's even these people that are evil, they're really smart. And at what they do, they're really cutthroat and cunning, like tigers at what they do. Like, they jump and pounce on opportunities and devour people, use and abuse, chew them up, spit them out, chew the meat, spit out the bones. And it's very much like that. I heard this freaking saying, it's like riding on the back of a tiger. Yeah, it's probably fun to be that powerful, but at any time, that tiger can turn around and just devour you, freaking. And it's, you know what I mean? That is the relationship with a narcissist, basically. With an abusive, like, psychologically freaking loud, freaking, look, confrontational, what's the word? Contentious, like a contentious woman. It even says that in the Bible, that it'll drive you nuts. Better for you to just run away, buddy, and hide than to deal with that at certain times. And I think that's good advice. And I've literally had to put that into practice, like with hiking and stuff like that, dude. Like, I've had those situations where I had to run away in the night. You know what I'm saying? Freaking clothes on my back type situations. Because I could see that the tiger was ready to freaking, it was going back and forth and focus locking eyes with me, dude, and trying to bait me into some kind of a dump. So, like, look, you're trying to bait me into a fight so you can call the police on me. That's what you're trying to do or something. You're up to something. I can tell. I can see it. And it's like, look, your pheromones right now. Ooh, my Ghostbusters freaking little meter. I'm detecting the signals that you're possessed right now. I can see it. And look, this is the type of, look, behind closed doors stuff, like, dudes have to endure at times, dude. You know what I'm saying? Because I was wrapped up. It's wrapped up in it. And at the time, it seemed like the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? So I seemed to, had some close calls, man. Dodged some freaking bullets. And fought some tigers in the night, you know what I'm saying, and came out, with my scratches and bruises and bumps. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's anyway, like I'm saying though, now each time that there's recognition, the brainwashing isn't intact. All that old programming, like look, when I first started, it was like so many programs snapped and broke once I started to look at it and process it, and like look, and not pussyfoot kid gloves my way through it. And sometimes you gotta be, let's look at it and just call it a spade, and just get it over with, you know, and we gotta break the ice. You know what I'm saying? Kind of a process here, because the tigers are hunting us. So look, we gotta get this over with before it gets dark. We gotta start this fire before it gets dark, buddy, or we might not make it. So it's kind of like, yeah, man. I mean, in a way, you got to take that initiative and look at it. It's a life and death struggle here, dude. And I'm locked. And with all these feigning dumps and meaningless chemicals, evil, bad chemical love affair people have with their own emotional thermometer is it's strange. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to know any. Look, I know too much already about this stuff, and but at the same time, it's the same thing with, like, look, if it's I don't know. I guess if the shoe fits, you know, wear it, or you know, but yeah, man, the freaking tigers. I see this too also frequently. Right around the moon. Right about the moon, full moon, a few days before and a few days after. Women tend to have catastrophic psychotic breaks, like where they just go crazy, start breaking shit, start freaking just they'll have a fight about they'll whip up a fight out of like they'll manifest it out of just some rubbish. Like it's this word salad, crazy making. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, once again, and you can sense the build up. Like, look, and the bigger the build up, the better the dump. And like normally they go all psycho and then they cry, and then they go into the aloof waif, then they're hidden, and then they come back out like their personality switches, and they're gonna start the cycle all over again. I mean, it's intense, and they get the first of the month blues. Like, you can literally trace, or when their prescription's coming in, they get all antsy in their pantsy, or your chick will start a fight with you just so she can run off and now take the swap energy and share it with her new lover or her side lover. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's messed up. But this is the this is the shizzle that comes with this moment in time, and this in my around my neck of the woods and stuff. You know what I'm saying? In my experiences, this is some of these insights that I've acquired in these observations, man. And it literally, it's like, I like to use the poetic expression, especially of the tiger. Like, you know, what my personal kung fu poetry is. Sometimes you got to keep one tiger to keep the rest of the tigers away. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you got to do what you got to do. In other words, sometimes, and you'll benefit, but you still got to put up with your tiger. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, you can insert whatever cutout that you want into that sequence there, buddy. Use your imagination. But anyway, take care. Much love. Safe travels. Peace out.